You've probably heard parenting experts say that you shouldn't lecture your teens because lectures don't work. But if you're a parent of teens, there's a good chance that you sometimes feel like you can't help but lecture your teens, because you feel like you need to educate them about how they need to make better decisions. I've spent many thousands of hours coaching teens around the world, so I've discovered the approach teens actually respond well to. In this video, I'll reveal the one rule that will make your lectures to your teen 10 times more effective. I'll also share with you step-by-step examples of this rule in action. I'm Daniel Wong, and I specialize in helping teens to thrive. Let's jump right in. Author Marty Nemko talks about how you have just 1 minute to make your point. He explains that you need to think of it like a traffic light. For the first 30 seconds, you have a green light, and your teens are paying attention to your lecture. Then the light turns yellow for the next 30 seconds. During this time, your teens are hoping that you'll wrap things up. The light turns red once you reach 1 minute. At this point, your teen will start to tune you out. So if you want your lectures to be effective, keep them to 1 minute or less. How do you do that while still getting your point across? I have a golden strategy that works wonders. I call it the 3 S's. 1. Step into your teen's shoes. 2. Share your feelings. And 3. State your request. Here's an example to show you how the 3 S's work in practice. Let's say your teenage son comes home 20 minutes after his curfew without texting or calling. Let's imagine that this is the first time something like this has happened. Of course, it's natural for you to be angry, but it's crucial to stay calm. Take a deep breath to regain your composure, then take the time to understand the situation from his point of view. After you've done this, apply the first S. Step into his shoes. You might say something like this to him. I know you were having fun with your friends, so I understand that you lost track of time and you didn't mean to get home late. This statement shows empathy. Now it's time for the second S. Share your feelings. This will help him to understand your perspective better. You might say to him, but I started to worry that something bad had happened to you. I was afraid that maybe you had gotten into an accident. When you didn't pick up my calls, I became even more anxious. Your tone of voice should convey your love and concern for him. Try not to sound angry or exasperated. At this point, you can move on to the third S. State your request. You could say something like this. So, in the future, if you're gonna be home late, I would appreciate it if you sent me a text or called me to let me know. Please do this before the time you're supposed to be home. Maybe you could set an alarm on your phone 15 minutes before you're supposed to be home as a reminder to text or call if you're gonna be late. Since this is the first time your son has come home after his curfew and he was only 20 minutes late, this gentle approach would be suitable. But of course, if this behavior has been repeated several times, then a firmer approach involving logical consequences would definitely be in order. The short lecture I just described lasted less than 1 minute, but it got the point across in an empathetic manner. The lecture would have been far less effective if you had gone on and on for 30 minutes about how your teenage son needs to develop a sense of responsibility. If you're finding this video helpful so far, please click the like button. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on future videos about helping teens to thrive. Here's one more example. Let's say you get a call from your teenage daughter's school. Turns out she called another girl a loser and dumb in a group chat. I'll call the victim Tracy. Tracy took screenshots of the chat and showed them to the teacher. So now your daughter is in big trouble with the school and you need to have a talk with her. Start by listening to her side of the story. Find out what happened and try to understand why your daughter was so annoyed and angry at Tracy. Then apply the first S. Step into her shoes. You might say something like this. I know you and Tracy have had some ups and downs in your friendship, and I know she's been saying some annoying things to intentionally get under your skin. Now you can move on to the second S. Share your feelings. You could say something like this. But I was shocked when your teacher showed me the things you said to Tracy in the group chat. It was hard for me to believe that my sweet daughter could say such things. I felt sad because this isn't the girl I know. The girl I know is respectful, generous, and kind. Now you can move on to the third S. State your request. You could say something like this. If a similar situation happens in the future, try taking a deep breath and walking away from the situation before it gets too heated. You can talk to your teacher and you can definitely talk to me too. As for today's situation, I know Tracy was in the wrong too, but I think you still owe her an apology. Do you feel ready to apologize? Wait for your daughter to respond, then you can take things from there. Once again, this lecture was less than a minute long, but it still got the point across without being overly critical and without shaming your daughter. So now you know how to apply the 3 S's to make your lectures much more effective. But does your teen sometimes lack motivation? If so, I have a free resource for you. It's this free ebook I've written entitled 16 Keys to Motivating Your Teenager. Visit daniel-wong.com/ebook to download the ebook today. Make sure to put all the letters in lowercase. I've also included the download link in the description below. And here's this other video I've created about how to get your teen to respect you. If you apply the tips in this video, I guarantee that your teen will become more respectful and less rebellious. So watch this video next.